Welcome back to Nintagious for some more Vampire Survivors. We're going to check out we're going to aim to get the last achievement in this current update. We're going to check out Sir Ambrosio, which I'm guessing is a play on Ambrosia. Which I don't completely know what that is, to be honest. I know it's a word I've heard, but it's some sort of food, isn't it? Food or drink? I don't know. And I'm guessing his egg is like a Fabergé egg, which I had to look up what those were called because I couldn't remember. And we have to get him to level 100 for the last achievement. We're just going to go to the library because I like the library. Actually, no, let's go to the Mad Forest just to do something different. I have no idea what the egg does, so I have no idea how I'm going to build this guy. I think we're going to take this, which will just give him extra charges of that weapon. I don't know if that's a good idea. We'll find out. Oh, I get it. Why is it an egg? I don't know if I can get the connection there, but... I don't know how I want to build him. I guess it doesn't particularly matter. Anything that's going to give us a lot of projectiles. So I think if we take lightning, because then we're inevitably going to need the duplicator anyway. So he's based on, like, the silent movies with the dapper chap that, like, is just kind of meandering down the street and there's a billion things falling out of the air and just happening to miss him. I get it. I get it. I don't know what that has to do with Ambrosia or Fabergé eggs, but okie dokie. Lightning ring. One of them's even a piano. You'll love to see it. All right, what do we want here? Let's look at what items we have available. So we have the heart, which synergizes with the whip. We have the we could get the whips. That could be fun. This weapon seems like chaos. Is this? Yeah, duplicator. Give it to me, baby. There's also clovers, so we could take crosses again. And there's also spinach, so fire wand is always a good pick. Anything that benefits from having plus projectiles, I feel like, is gonna be good. And that's typically the stuff I always take, if I'm being honest, so... La Raba fires one more projectile. Effect lasts 0.3 seconds longer. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't want to take the box again. What a silly concept. I like how they started with the very... Everything's inspired by Castlevania, but they kind of went off the rails with that pretty quickly and just started doing, like, really kooky stuff. Kooky, fun stuff. I kind of want to take some different stuff. I just don't know what. I don't want any of these. We're gonna skip that. I think I'm gonna try to take the whips. There's 2 whips now, so I'm gonna try to take both of them. And I'm gonna try to take axes. And probably garlic. This is not helpful. I'll go ahead and take the cross. That's not exactly what I was just saying I was gonna take, but that's okay. Maybe I won't take the whips. I'm still kind of building projectile-based. And I mean, like, every attack is technically a projectile, so... Yeah, base damage. I love how they bounce. That's what makes it really silly to me. I do want the axe, so we're gonna take the candelabra door preemptively. Like, just the fact that they're bouncing between enemies is really funny to me, when it's like a piano hitting a bat and bouncing off of him and then hitting another bat. That just makes it so silly. It's already very silly, but that, like, that's what makes it, I think. We'll take the lightning ring. So something that I have been thinking about a little bit over the last... Yeah, I'll take the axe. Over the last couple episodes of this, and like the last... I guess this is only like episode 4, but in the last 2 in particular. And I think I mentioned it in 20 Minutes Till Dawn at one point, but I don't know which of those episodes have aired by this point, by the time this episode's gonna air. It's this game and 20 Minutes Till Dawn kind of like resonate with me in a very peculiar way, because several years ago, it had to have been like 2016, I'm thinking, when, and I talk about this all the time on stream, so a lot of you are going to be familiar with this already, but if you're new to the channel, just a little bit of backstory. I live in Pennsylvania, and I've basically lived in Pennsylvania my entire life. I lived in Virginia for about 2 years, and while I lived, one of the years that I lived there, where I lived, we couldn't get very good internet. And in fact, it was criminally bad internet. It was... I'm amazed that that company was in business, because it was unusable. So one of the things I came up with to do with myself while I had bad internet, in fact, if you really go back to like the beginning, early days of the channel, I made the channel in like 2014, I think, 2013, 14, one or the other. And then I had to give it up for 2 years, and it was just kind of dead for 2 years. And that's why. It's because I moved to Virginia, and, well, more specifically, I moved to a place that had very bad internet. So I just had to come up with other things to do. One of the things I wound up doing was I started looking into programming at one point. And I looked into... I don't even remember who told me about it, but... which I wish I could remember, but I heard about a program called Stencil. Program? Software? I don't know how you want to look at it, but it's, I'll get more axes. It's, coding software? I don't know how to phrase it, but it's one of, like, the block-based coding, where instead of, like, typing all the coding out, you just have, like, blocks that have, like, predetermined parts of code in them, and then you, kind of, like, fill in the variables to make everything work. And I started learning that, and I was amazed at how quickly I was able to run through the tutorials that they had available, learn it, and then I was able to kind of, like, just prototype game ideas, like, engines together in, like, a weekend. And it was, like, a semi-functional game engine. Like, I did one that was, like, a Mega Man game engine, and it was, like, it pretty much functioned. It didn't have, like, you know, full stages with bosses or anything, but it was the simple... You could run around in the area and, like... Oh, I walked right past the heart. Doesn't matter right now, but, you could just run around in the area and, you know, shoot at testing enemies and stuff like that. And I was amazed at how, like, not only how quickly I picked it up, but how usable it was. And one of the games that I probably spent a couple of weeks working on, that I never, like, named or anything, was just a simple idea I had that would have been a mobile game, where you just had a little character on the screen, and you just, like, moved them around by touching on the screen, and enemies would spawn and just run right at you, and you would just... It was this. It was fucking Vampire Survivors. And I'm not trying to say that, like, the guy stole my idea or anything, because he definitely didn't, because I never showed it to anybody. I think I showed it to one person. But eventually I lost all the data. That hard drive that I had, that computer's hard drive, failed. And I lost everything on it, including that. So I never got to, like, get back to it and continue pursuing it, but... Between this and 20 Minutes Till Dawn, I kind of want to. Because, like, this is, I guess, showing me that that simple little idea I had can work, and it can resonate with people. And 20 Minutes Till Dawn showed me that this simple little idea, it's very easy to come up with twists to it that make it a completely different game. So one of the things I was gonna do with my quote-unquote week off was I was gonna start getting back into that and try to start rebuilding that, along with another game idea that a friend and I recently had. I decided not to do it because I just didn't have the time to do it. By the time I was gonna start looking at actually relearning the program, I think my time off was like half over already. So I kind of talked myself out of it. But now whenever I play this or 20 Minutes Till Dawn, I'm like, damn, like maybe I should have pushed a little bit harder and kept going with that idea. Maybe I should still revisit it. I've had other ideas since where I'm like, ideas for what I could do to like continue making it an interesting idea, and they're ideas that are completely different than the ones that are used in this and in 20 Minutes Until Dawn. I really need more passives at the moment, but they're not giving me passives that I want. I don't think Bracer is really the play. Do I want to get Fire Wand? What else was I going to get? I was going to get the Whips, and then I decided against that. I guess I could still just get Fire Wand. I think I was going to pick up Garlic as well. Let's go for Garlic and Bible. Because we haven't done Bible in, like, any of these episodes so far. But anyway, I especially see this game with how he just puts in how they... I don't know if they're... I don't know their gender, so I should stop assuming that it's a he. I don't know that... I completely lost my train of thought with that. I like that they're just putting, like, some of these character ideas are just completely, like, honestly, and this isn't meant to be criticism, they're batshit insane. And that's, like, that appeals to me because I think that's something that I would do if I were making a game, where I would just try to do things that are, like, unexpected. I'm just gonna take... I don't know what I want on this run, man. I have no idea. I have no idea what this run is at the moment. And I should probably figure it out if I want to make it to level 100. I'd like an Attract Orb, I can tell you that much. I think I am going to try to get... Okay, so if I get the Bible and the Garlic, I'd have to get the Pumarola, which is available down there. I'd have to get the Spellbinder. I'd still have to get... Everything else I need passively is available on the stage. So I'd only have to get a Spellbinder if I do that. Let's do that. So I have to keep my eye out for Garlic and a Spellbinder, and then just... I don't know, like a Tome would be good, I guess. Get a Candelabrador. But anyway, that was something I was thinking about a lot in the last episode in particular, or maybe it was the one before that. And I kept kind of talking, I wasn't letting myself talk about, or like actually let it start... I wasn't turning off my filter and saying, just talk about this for the sake of banter. I'm gonna take the crown. Fuck it. I have room for just some random power-ups, so... Garlic. Spellbinder. That's exactly what I needed. Alright, so what other passives do I want? I need the Clover, but that's on the map. I need the Pumarola, but that's on the map. What other items, what other passives are there, I guess is a bigger question I should be asking myself right now. What do I want to hold out for? Is projectile speed good? Yeah, let's just fucking take it. Just fucking take it. I'm gonna take more Bible, more crowns. Anyway, I wasn't allowing myself to talk about it in the last episode because I felt like there was too much context that I'd have to go through. And I'm also very hesitant to ever be like, I had this idea once. Because I think that makes it sound like I'm trying to be like, they took my idea, and that's not at all what I'm trying. If anything, I find it inspirational. We're gonna take the Empty Tome. Because again, I guess, I don't remember why I stopped working on it. But I guess there's a part of me that is like, if I stopped working on it because I thought it wasn't a game that was worth pursuing, this kind of shows me that, like, hey, maybe my idea was worth something, and maybe I should have pursued it. Maybe I should still go back and revisit it now. Okay, do I want to get that ring? I don't know if I believe that I'm going to be able to kill the boss very easily, so I'm just going to have to kite him, I guess. Oh, I wanted to get an Attract Orb. That's the thing I never managed to pick up. That's unfortunate. Alright, I'll take the lightning ring. Boop. But I don't know, maybe in like a year, you might see like Nintagious Presents. I'm probably not going to use that name for like a company name or anything like that. I'll probably come up with something else. And something that's really like, and I guess I don't know how this sounds, but an idea I like about the concept of making a game now is that I literally could stream it myself. Which I guess I'd have to be careful with, because I wouldn't want to stream it too early. I actually had a thought the other night about, should I stream the programming sessions themselves when I'm working on it? But that's a good way to get your ideas stolen, right? So I probably shouldn't do that, but if I were to get it to like a beta phase, I could just be like, I'm just gonna stream this. And then like, maybe low-key bully some streamer friends into playing it too. We're gonna keep going with axes. Alright, so this guy's still on us, and we have another boss on us as well, so that might have not been a great idea, but it's fine. We don't want to move too quickly either, because we don't want to have to... We don't want to kill him and then realize that we have to run like 50 miles back just to go pick up the items that they dropped, so... Case in point. Glad I noticed that. Thunder Loop, you love to see it. Empty Tome. Try me. Oh my god, the lightning's putting in some serious work right now. Garlic. I don't even know what my other options were. Old habits die hard, I guess. I saw garlic and I was like, garlic wins games. I'm taking it. Let's get the cross. Should take the axe first, but that's okay. Alright, what do we got? Not that. Not that. That would make the axes bounce. That's all it's gonna do, though? Which is like, I don't know if that's the play. These other options aren't great either, though. And I kind of don't want to reroll, is what it comes down to. Even though, what the hell, what else am I going to use the rerolls on? What am I holding out for, though, is a bigger question. If I could get the thing with... Which I didn't get. Crits for the axes and the... But that already has crits. Ah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. I guess I'll just take the revive. I don't want the revives. I have another reroll. It's fine. Yeah, we want this one. Because then lightning and... I guess garlic is going to tick faster. That one... The concept of that kind of hurts my brain, but... Axes. In fact, we have to start thinking a little bit more logically in that regard. So, Bible, because we already have the evolve, the synergy, rather. Yeah, axes, because we already have the synergy. Axes, because we already have the synergy. Empty tome. Empty tome. Bible. Okay. Just to give me the crown, that's fine. The cross. I'm probably gonna be coming up on the clover not too long from now. Candelabrador. I really wish I'd have gotten an attract orb. Sometimes I just forget it because it's such a non-interesting upgrade or non-exciting upgrade, but it's so good. Cross. I should have taken Bible. I acted too quickly. Oh well, it's fine. How far away are we right now? There's an egg back up there, by the way. We are really far away. Holy hell! Oh, there's a treasure chest here too. Sides, nice, 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 nice. Whee! The egg. I really wish I'd have taken an attract orb. I don't know if I saw one. I don't know if it's a matter of I should have waited longer, or if it was a matter of I missed my chance. That's okay. It'll be fine. We technically don't even have to win the run. We just have to get to level 100. And there are some vacuum orbs, or whatever they're called, up there. So if we loop all the way back around, we can probably get a ton of experience from that. In fact, I think that's my current plan. Cross. Missing out on a lot of experience just because of no attract orbs, but it's fine. This is a very haphazard build for sure. I think the lightning on its own is gonna do a lot of work, though. I thought I remembered seeing them tweet about a new character. Oh, we just got a vacuum orb. I thought I saw them tweet about a new character, and this isn't the one they tweeted about. So now I'm wondering if that was an upcoming character, I guess? I thought that was the one in this update. Or maybe they're already gearing up for another update. Spinach. And now we just want to go straight down there and get... do I want to bother getting those? One of these days I'll remember which one of them is the good one. I think that's the bad one. I think I'm gonna skip it. Take me back to the spinach. Yum. Serious yum. Like, I remember... This was when I streamed it a couple of times on Twitch. This was way back at the beginning of the year, when I, decided to try HelloFresh out. The first meal I got had spinach in it, and I had never, like... I'd probably had spinach before in, like, a couple of different things, but I never, like, consciously was like, hey, is spinach good? And you know what? I liked it. I was like, yo, spinach is pretty good. Garlic, I think. There's the treasure chest. Hope it's not too far back. Nope, it's right there. It's not bad. Open that. I regret taking the bracer. I wonder if there's anyone out there that's like a knife main. Like every single Vampire Survivors run they do, they get the knife. There has to be, right? Even if it's someone who's like, I know knife is bad, but I'm just trying to like make it work. You know what I mean? There has to be, right? Maybe it's like actually considered a really good item. And maybe I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Where the... Oh my god, it's so far away. Holy hell. I think maybe something I don't love about when they started adding all of these items onto the maps and made it that you can see that they're there is I feel like a lot of matches now just come down to I have to go get all these items. And skipping all of this experience in the interest of going to get these items is, like, not very productive. And that's why I'm, like, selectively not picking some of them up, because I'm like, eh. The Pumarola we need, and the Clovers we need, the rest I'm just gonna ignore, I think. Because I don't find it particularly interesting to, like, walk in a straight line for 5 minutes, you know what I mean? At this point, I'm not even dodging enemies. I'm just going. God, the furniture is bouncing everywhere. This is chaos. We actually got here a lot faster than I was expecting. Alright, so I want to go get the Clovers. And then I want to make it back towards, like, the closest vacuum orb I can find. I can't find my cursor at the moment. There it is. It's very easy to lose it in all this chaos. Probably really far away from this, too. That's alright. I almost feel like we might be seeing this game like almost creating like a sub-genre. A sub-genre of like roguelite that is like I'm gonna get the clovers first, then I'm gonna come back to that treasure chest. That's just like the game itself is very simple to pick up. And then it has like a lot of depth as far as like items and such go, but it's not like it takes you an hour to learn how to play the game, you know what I mean? Now I guess it takes you a while to learn what all the items do. And that's usually the entrance fee of a roguelite. Oh, I actually walked past one of the clovers. Oops, oh well, that's fine. We had to get all of them anyway. We didn't have to, but I'm going to, because why not? But like I said, it's inspired me to be like, man, maybe I should revisit the idea I had and try this, but like with a different idea. Just like, and I guess I don't want to. Realistically, 20 minutes till dawn doesn't seem like it was made in a hurry. So I don't think they necessarily saw Vampire Survivors and said, we're gonna make our own in like 2 months. It looks like more work went into it than that. So it doesn't really look like a copycat. I think it might be a coincidence that it's so similar. So, therefore, it might not have been them saying, hey, let's just do that, but, like, find our own twist on it. Or maybe it was, I don't know. I guess I don't have a concept of how long game development takes, so maybe it did. Maybe it was exactly that. I guess this game's been out for, like, 8 months or something already. I also just really like, and this is something, it's delicate, the whole early access thing, but I kind of liked that when this game first came out, it was very basic. There was not a lot to it, but then they were like, well, we're gonna keep adding stuff over, like, the next, like, weeks. Like, we're just gonna add stuff rapid fire. Garlic. I picked the wrong one. Garlic. Okay, everything's maxed, so we're just picking stuff we like the look of now. And these red orbs or something else. Holy hell. The experience, though. This is bonkers. So say, I'm just gonna start picking the first option. How many levels was that? Holy shit. But I don't know, time is such a issue. I mentioned in a previous episode that, like, I've been trying to get myself back into drawing stuff lately. And just over the last, like, week or two, I kind of decided, fuck it. Because of, like, there are so many games coming out that I want to play and stream. And/or stream. That I'm like, I'm not gonna have the time to really commit to it anyway, to like actually completing some projects. And I feel like the concept of getting, like, really heavily into coding is kind of the same problem, where I'm like, that's just gonna not be a thing, I'm pretty sure. Wow, those orbs are very far away. We want one of those vacuum orbs, like, immediately. Oh yeah, one of these. I don't know what I fucking want, dude. Not critical hits, I can tell you that much. I don't know, bouncing scythes sounds pretty fucking cool. It sucks that it's only one item. But it sounds cool. I don't necessarily want to get crit either, because that's just one item. I mean, it gives the swords more crit, but... yeah, anyway, I guess what I'm getting at the end of the day is I feel like if I'm gonna commit to doing something like that, I'm gonna have to be willing to sacrifice basically the channel, I feel like. I'm gonna have to, which isn't completely accurate, but I'm gonna have to sacrifice streaming, I think, is maybe what it comes down to. Video content's a little bit easier to get going, like, passively. Especially if I have a week like this where I just record a ton of episodes and now, like, an entire month is accounted for. So then if I decide not to record anything over the next, like, 3 weeks, it's not the end of the world because I have a big backlog. Oh no. It's something I have dealt with over, like, the last year especially, is when it's really started to take its toll on me, when it's like, there's so much I want to do, and there's just definitely not enough time to do it in. Do I want to keep putting a strong focus into video creation and streaming, like I have been for a while now? I'm still enjoying it, like, 95% of the time. There occasionally has some nights where it's like, oh, bleh. But on that note, do I want to keep it up with YouTube, or do I want to give Twitch more of a shot? I don't have time for both. Do I want to keep myself drawing more? I don't know. I barely have the time for that, especially now that I'm starting to do recorded content. Do I want to get back into programming? I sure as hell don't have the time for that. I would have to, like, sacrifice something else. And I think, admittedly, part of it, and I don't mean this to be, like, a guilt thing, because I'm not, like, trying to aim at anyone in particular when I say this. And, to be fair, I think there's a lot of people that don't have this problem, but I think it might be easier for me if I felt like I was in it with someone else. And most of these things, I'm in it on my own, right? Human. That's why viewer feedback is very critical for any sort of content creation, because... and I think we talked about this on stream, like, a week or two ago. I don't remember what stream it was. But I talked about how, like, honestly, sometimes when it comes to content creation, of any kind, whether it's artwork or coding or YouTube/Twitch content, to be honest, sometimes we just want, like, a pat on the back. Not even necessarily a pat on the back, but we want to hear that people enjoy things we're doing. And, like, naturally, because I guess the problem is, and this is why I don't bring it up more often, and I would assume this is why other streamers don't bring it up very often either, is we want to feel like people actually mean it when they say it, and that they're not saying it because we are like, hey, could you say this more often? Excuse me. Could you say this more often? Because I can tell when someone's saying it because they feel like I want to hear it, and not because they need it. You know what I mean? I really wish I would have picked up an track for it. Do I even need any more evolutions? I don't, right? No. Yeah, we done. We just gonna sit tight for like 5 minutes now. But a bit of a middle ground I've found on that is trying to get better about saying it in videos, at the end of videos, saying, hey, don't forget to hit the like button and, you know, watch out for future episodes and stuff like that. Excuse me, I can tell that it's the end of the recording session. I'm starting to get tired. Because, you know, it does help. Just seeing the view numbers. Like, honestly, on a lot of the video content I've been making so far, the view counts have already been higher than I maybe expected. So that's been excellent. I haven't really been paying attention to like count, if I'm being honest. Maybe not as much as I should be, but... But something with the artwork, too, and that's why I often feel very discouraged to continue working on art stuff, is because I've tried posting stuff on Twitter, and it never goes, like, anywhere. I've tried to do, like, oh, this is a trending thing that's happening, I should do some artwork based on this to try and, like, get discovered through the tag, and it just, like, it doesn't work. And without that, like... It feels real bad to put in a bunch of time on making something, put it out there, and then see the tweet get, like, 2 likes. And you gotta start somewhere, I guess, but... If it was even, like, if it even popped a little bit... Stop yawning, holy shit. And got, like, I don't know, 100 likes, I'd probably be like, yo, that's Pog. Like, that's a start, right? That's encouraging that I should do more. Now, that isn't everything. Case in point with Twitch, viewership was pretty strong on Twitch, like, a lot stronger than I expected. People were discovering the content, which discoverability feels like it's a bit of an issue on YouTube right now, especially with streaming. But that wasn't enough. So that's not always enough either. Stop yawning! Holy hell! Yeah, it is getting close to when I should be going to sleep, so I guess it makes sense. But still, wake the fuck up. Get your act together. I'm actually a little worried, if I'm being honest, because... Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak's about to come out. By the time this airs, it'll be out and we'll be playing it for sure. And the original Monster Hunter Rise, I loved it. It did not do very well for me as far as YouTube streaming went. Which was strange because when I got Generations and streamed that did pretty well. And I worry that Sunbreak is also going to not do well. And that's going to be very discouraging for me. And admittedly, I'm not even gonna, like, lie about this. Part of that is that when Generations came out, I felt like Monster Hunter wasn't terribly mainstream yet. It was still kind of a niche title, so it was surprising that it did as well for me as it did. Now that Rise came out, I feel like it's getting a lot more mainstream. I'm seeing a lot more... Like, when Generations came out, I saw no one streaming that game. No one was interested at all. And... aside from one person, you know who you are. And when Rise came out, fucking everybody was playing that game. So it had a bit of a moment for me where I was like, oh great, more people are playing it, but now they're stealing all the fucking viewers. You know what I mean? Which is like, ultimately, I'm just happy that they're playing it and having a good time with it, but it's also like, hey, where's my viewership boost from playing this game that was popular, and that is popular, and from playing them before they were popular? It's very unfortunate that we got a super pog chest and no items left to get. We're just gonna sit tight for a minute here because we're almost done. Now I'll get the last achievement, which I think is just like an extra reroll upgrade or something, which isn't terribly exciting. So that's unfortunate, but it was a neat run. There's furniture bouncing everywhere. And we got to have a little heart-to-heart, I guess. Alright, how many fucking revives do I have? Just the one, I think? No, didn't I take all the revives at the beginning? I hope not. No, I didn't. Okay. We good. Hey, we did it. Yeah, it's just another reroll. They need to get some, like, title screen music at some point. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Power up. That's what I wanted. We're gonna go ahead and buy that, because we have the money to do it, so why wouldn't we? Alright, unlocked. 120 out of 120. The game is complete yet again. I can retire until the next patch comes out, and then I'll have to come back and get some more achievements. But this was a fun little romp. This was like 4 quick episodes. We'll this will be it for now, but we'll come back as soon as the next update hits. Which honestly, I'm not too totally sure when these episodes are going to air. I'm going to try to get them out sooner rather than later, but that still might be in like 2 weeks. At the moment, I'm trying to get all the Diablo Immortal episodes out, and next week will be the last ones of those, and then we'll probably start putting these out. By then, the next update might come out, and I might have more stuff recording anyway, so you might get a nice chunk of these episodes back to back to back there for a little bit. Well, not completely back to back. It'll still be alternating with probably mini motorways, because there's still like dozens of episodes there to air. But yeah, we'll come back to it, because it's a good time. If anything, I'm worried about the episode 2. I did all of these episodes in one recording session, so this was just like me for the last 3 hours. Episode 2, the second run we did, was very like, it hit that point where I was like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna have to stand here and wait for everything to die for the next 10 minutes, which was a bit of an oops. Because that's unfortunate. That's when I really have to be sure to have stuff to talk about. And hopefully there aren't too many runs like that happening. But I plan to continue playing it as the updates come out. So, like I said, I'm having a good time. I hope you had a good time as well. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. It does help out a lot. And to keep an eye out for future episodes. This will be it for now, but I hope to see you again in the future. There's always other playthroughs you can check out as well, and you can come to streams as well if you're not already a stream goer. It would be great to have you. All of that aside, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.